Hi guys, and welcome back for another video here at Ricky's Vape Spot. Today we'll be taking a look at the dual 18650 mod by Sigelei, the 213. So Sigelei, as you all know, has been in the vape market for quite some time now. And I think one of their last popular mods was basically the Sigelei 100 and then later the 100 Plus and the 150, I think it was. And those were all regular variable wattage mods. Later when the temperature control game came along, I think they kind of had fallen back a little bit. They did have some tries with the Sigelei book or mini book, what's it called, and the Fukai. But I think what brought them actually back into the game was their release of the Sigelei 213. And there's actually been a lot of talking with this 213 watts box mod. And for what it is, I think it's really a great device. But it also has a lot of options. But before we talk a little bit more about what this mod can do for you, let's go down to the table and do an unboxing. Okay guys, and the Sigelei comes in this nice presentation box. We do have a QR code here, 18 plus, some warnings and company info on the back, as well as short product info. Vape it, love it, Sigelei on the side, and we do have a sticker, authenticity sticker here as well. We take out the sleeve, and inside we do have the box itself. It comes out like so. Okay, we have a warranty card, the instruction of Sigelei security code. Basically what it says is how to check the authenticity of your product. And then we have a rather nice user manual in a few different languages. I'll pause that here if you want to. And underneath that we do have the device itself. Let's take that out. The device is here. And in the box itself we do have a smaller box containing your USB cable. So let's take a look at the device from top to bottom. On top of the device we do have a nice stainless steel 510 connection with a spring-loaded center pin. On the front of the device, or the side as you wish, we do have the up and the down button as well as the menu screen. On the side there is a USB charging port with the fire button on top. The fire button sits flush here, but basically it's easy to find and to press. On the bottom there is the battery door, giving you enough space for two 18650 batteries. There's also a plus and minus sign here indicating in which way to put in your batteries. And that's basically about it. We do have some battery venting on the bottom. This side is basically clear, and we do have this menu with the buttons sticking out on this side. It feels pretty sturdy. It is an aluminum frame with a carbon fiber reinforced body here. Let's do a short size comparison to other mods. I have the Hana box here. So it's pretty much the same size, although the Hana box seems a little wider. Yes, it is. And about the same height. So basically that's what you can expect from it. And I have the VTC Mini here as well for size comparisons. The batteries go in that way, so here we have the negative, so I will put that in this way, and the positive, so I will put that in this way. You close it, and the device turns itself on. We can also do some weight comparison. I'll just take out my scale here real quickly. The device itself with the two batteries inside comes out to 220 grams. If we remove the batteries, you'll see it's much lighter, comes out to 113. Comparing that to the, for example, one of the heavier devices I have is the Vapor Flask. With the battery installed, it comes out to 194. So the Sigelei coming out to 30 grams more with the batteries installed, which is still pretty lightweight for a 18650 mod. Okay guys, and that was a short unboxing video of the Sigelei 213. Now let's go back down to the table and take a closer look at the menu system and see what the Sigelei can do for us. To turn it on, we basically just click the power button. You cannot really shut it off. You can lock it though, clicking it by 5 times, and it will lock basically the device so no other buttons will function. Okay, to unlock it, press it 5 times again, and it should unlock. To go into the menu system, you click the button 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it will take you into power, stainless steel, titanium, nickel 200 TCR or TFR. The TFR is something like the TCR, but it's the temperature factor of resistivity, while the TCR is the temperature coefficient ratio. Both basically do the same thing as I was trying to find out. I think the TFR does have a different kind of type of algorithm calculating the resistivity. So going back, we do have the power mode here. Basically it goes from 1 to 213 watts, the stainless steel. Now in the stainless steel, when we dive in, we do have 304, 316 and 317 stainless steel. So depending on what kind of material you're using, you can basically dial that in too. Once you choose your material type, you can choose between Fahrenheit and Celsius. Now clicking the fire button again obviously dials that function in. Now if you go back into the menu again, clicking it 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same functions for the titanium and the nickel 200. And then TCR of course and TFR both the same, have 5 memory banks, so you can basically dial your resistivity to your likings. So now that we have an atomizer attached, we can basically, you can change your wattage simply by going up and down. It will go in 1.1 watt increments, and once it reaches 800 it will then move to 1 watt increments all the way to 213 and back down again. I'll keep it at 50. So another cool thing that you can do is basically when you press the fire button and the up button at the same time, you can get into preheat power adjustments, and basically what you do is you say at what kind of wattage you want to start and for how long you basically want to keep it there. So now I'm at 70 watts for the first half a second, and what that basically does, once you lock it in, it basically knows your wattage is at 50 watts, and once you set the preheat adjustment, it will basically fire for 0.5 seconds at 70 watts and then it will drop down to 50 watts. I think that's really actually an awesome feature of this device, especially if you have those lower ohm builds with bigger coils that need this first impulse to start giving your vapor. Now if we screw on another atomizer, I will screw on the K-Fun V5. I have an NIFE wire inside, so I will change that to nickel 200. Kind of works just good. I leave it in Fahrenheit. So basically what you want to do if you have a temperature coil installed is first of all read the resistance and then lock it. So to do that, we'll click both the buttons at the same time. So now we can lock the resistance or read the resistance. To read it, we'll go to the read option and then click the fire button again, and that was setting the resistance. I'm not sure if it locks it into place, but let's do that. Hold to lock the resistance. Basically that's done now. So I have locked the resistance to 0.39 ohms, and now we can fire it. The preheat in watts in temperature control is basically what kind of wattage it will use to get to your desired temperature. So you can choose that here, and then of course the seconds at what time you want to reach that temperature. And by clicking it again, you will get back into the menu system. Another great feature is when we basically click all three buttons at the same time, the up, the down, and the fire button, is that we go into temperature compensation. So a thing that you can do with temperature compensation is that you feel that your vape in temperature control is off, you can basically adjust it to minus or to plus, depending on your like. So if you're having it, for example, at 380 degrees Fahrenheit, and you think that it's off, for example, that you've vaped it on other mods and it's more like 370 there, so you can basically compensate it by clicking it minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit, and the vape that you basically get of it is basically then 10 degrees Fahrenheit less. And to dial that function in, you basically, all you do is just click the fire button again and you're sent back to the menu system. Another feature that you get with the Sigelei 213 is when you press the fire button and the down button at the same time to get the buttons locked. Okay, so now we have it locked, and whatever I click here, you cannot change the resistance. So let's unlock it again. Button unlocked, and now we can fire it again. So that was a rather extensive look at the Sigelei 213 menu system and what it can do for you. I think it's time to go back to top and have a vape and talk a little bit more about it. So if you've seen the flashing of the battery bar down here in the close-up video, that was basically because I put in a wrong battery and the battery wasn't really balanced. So what you want to make sure is that you get fresh batteries and use them with your device. But it's good that we see that we have protection like that built in. So I think we should talk a little bit more about this device. So the device itself is 88 times 44 times 29 millimeters. So basically all your bigger tanks or drippers will look pretty good on that. It is carbon fiber reinforced, as I said, with an aluminum space frame. It goes from 10 watts to 213 watts. The temperature range for Celsius is 100 to 300, and the Fahrenheit, the degrees Fahrenheit, from 200 to 570. The voltage input is from 6.4 to 8.4 volts, and the output voltage is from 1 volt to 7.5 volts. It supports a dual 18650 battery. The modes in are power, stainless steel, titanium, nickel 200, TCR and TFR, and resistance range from 0.1 to 3 ohms. So if you like to build your builds lower than 0.1 ohms, I wouldn't really recommend this device for you. But if you're in some kind of a normal usage with higher builds, I think this will do just fine for you. Also, it does have quick charging, so you can use a 2 amp wall adapter to charge it. The battery life you get out of it is pretty good. You do get 2 18650 batteries. And I do have to say, the whole mod seems pretty sturdy and pretty high-end. By the way, I'm using the Vaporizer Gemini tank on it. I think it's pretty good. And I do wanted to check out this preheat adjustment settings with those Clapton coils, and it works really, really nice. So another thing that we always ask ourselves when those high wattage devices come out of China is that, can it actually hit the target of 213 watts that it's specified for? And I really cannot test it. I don't have any equipment to test it, but given the specifications that are in the booklet itself, and using Ohm's law calculator, you can basically hit the target of 213 watts with a lower ohm build, somewhere in between 0.17 and 0.26. Of course, you do need a good and fresh set of batteries to achieve that. I went to the Sigelei website in order to find out a little bit more information about it. What I basically got on their website is a pop-up, some feedback information about the Sigelei 213, and I will read that out to you. The clarification of the rumor, the TCR temperature mode with Sigelei 213 is not accurate. There's stating the cause. At Sigelei we have designed a more accurate way to temp control in which the functions is similar to TCR on other products. So I think they did something with their calculation of TCR. Our linear temperature control is based on Fahrenheit units, which is in form has a higher level of precision compared to the common TCR, which is Celsius unit based. So they're calculating it in Fahrenheit and not in Celsius, and that's why you get a different vape experience if you're using the TCR value. And they also came up with the solution. So if you go to sigelei.com, I will leave all the links down below. On their main site in the menu, you will find TCR. And what that basically does, it takes you to the TCR tool where you can calculate what TCR settings you're supposed to put in, giving your material and your input in Fahrenheit. So another thing they're stating in their feedback is to meet market demand on some of the consumers, we will launch the Fukai 213 version of the device, which uses the more common Celsius-based TCR calculation. So basically what they do is they will come out, or they came out with basically the exact same device, but the TCR calculation will be different in the Fukai 213 version. With the reduction of precision down to the current TCR market standards, we will be able to launch the Fukai 13 at half the cost of the Sigelei 213 model. So basically what they're saying is that they will come out with a cheaper version of this mod, not going to be carbon fiber reinforced here or anything. So if you are in the market for a 213 watts device and you don't mind it being a little bit lower quality in types of builds, you might want to wait for the Fukai 213. So I did get this one directly at MTMstore, and they have it in stock now for 125.75 euros, which is basically a really good price point for what you're getting. And I'm talking about the build quality, the vape experience itself. It has a really nice vape experience. So since it is a high-powered device, you will get a really smooth vape out of it. You can really fine-tune it to your needs and to your likings, and I think that's what's great about this device. Let me have another vape. So the color options for this product are basically this gunmetal black, and you do have the same body with gold here. So depending if you like gold or dark grayish colors, you will basically be able to choose from that too. So all in all, I can really say this is an awesome device. The build quality is top notch. The menu is pretty easy to navigate once you get used to it. The fire buttons and all the buttons in general are pretty nice and clicky. I really like the form factor of it. Until now I was always kind of going away from those dual 18650 mods simply because they were too huge for me to carry around. And I like my mods to be smaller in size. They don't really have to be pocket friendly, just a nice grip to it, and that's what the Sigelei 213 definitely has. I really like the looks on it. I think it looks pretty amazing. And it looks good basically with all the tanks on it. Let me just quickly put on the K-Fun V5 so you can have a look on how this looks. So this is the Sigelei 213 with the K-Fun 5 on it. And it seems to like those bigger types of tanks, and I think they really look good on it. So I think that's about it. By the way, MTMstore does have their K-Funs back in stock again, so if you want to check them out, you can do so. And of course, Vienna Vape Show, I will be there. It's from the 11th till the 12th of June. I will be there on Saturday. So if you make an appearance, come and say hi to me. That would be awesome. I did open a new Facebook page and a Twitter account, and you can follow me on Instagram. And I will leave all the links down below so you can follow me there too. I think that was about it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did find some of those informations useful. I'm wishing you all a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll see you again pretty soon.